Hey, how's it going? My name is Fred, and in this video, what I wanted to do is I wanted to bring a subject to you guys to kind of get you guys to start thinking outside of the box. Um, I did a video about this before, however, I lost my YouTube channel, so right now what I'm doing is I'm in the midst of rebuilding the channel. I had thousands of viewers, subscribers to the channel. Um, I had over 11 years worth of content, and mysteriously, the channel was shut down for whatever reason. I tried to dispute it, however, I was unsuccessful. So here I am, 2022, starting the whole process all the way over again because I need to get this information out to you guys. It's something that I have in my heart, something that I think that will benefit you guys over the long run when you think about what I'm going to talk about, especially today, because this is one of, if not the most expensive purchase that you're ever going to buy. And what I'm talking about specifically is purchasing a vehicle. And the reason why I wanted to talk about this is because I see so many people come through our services, and their rates are so astronomically high that they're always shooting themselves in the foot when they deal with these types of loans. And the reason why I say that is because if you're paying anything over 5 or 6%, you're paying too much. Sometimes it's best for you to take a step back so that way you can move forward properly rather than moving forward and then having to take steps back and now you're playing catch up, because in the long run it's not going to work for you. Okay. And that's why a lot of times people are going to these mom and pop shops, these buy here, pay here type of dealerships. And I'm not saying anything is wrong with that, because you can get good deals by dealing with those types of companies, but you also can get shammed out of your money, right? So I wanted to bring this video to you guys so that way you guys can kind of understand what I mean when I say thinking outside of the box. So in this video, I'm going to give you guys kind of a breakdown of what it is that you guys need to do so you can start doing your homework, doing your due diligence prior to going out to buy a vehicle, right? Because this is one of the two biggest types of purchases you'll ever make. The first one is a home. That's obviously the most expensive. Second one is going to be a vehicle, okay? So the first thing you need to do when you want to go purchase a vehicle is you need to start by putting your budget together, right? And I talk about budgeting a lot, and the reason why I do so is because I want to put you in a position that's going to help you rather than hurt you, right? If you're going to try to purchase a vehicle but you can't foresee all the expenses that come with a vehicle, sooner or later, if the funds aren't there to cover that, you're going to end up losing that car, and that's what we're trying to avoid here, okay? So I focus on budgeting. That's probably my main focus. What I'm in the process of doing is actually taking a step back from credit repair, right? And focusing mainly on financial consulting. And the reason being is, if you don't have your financial house in order, eventually it's going to fall. And that's why what I want to try to avoid, I want to try to put you in a position to start thinking more about what's going to happen down the road rather than what's going to happen today and tomorrow, next month. We need to have some type of vision that's going to take us from point A to point B, but make sure that when we're here and we're going through that process, that we're not going to fall behind because of us lacking things that we should be doing. Case being your budget, right? And it's very, very important for you guys just to start writing things down, right? I want you to take your last few paychecks, and if you're not getting paid a certain amount of hours per pay period, like let's say, for example, you're getting 80 hours every single pay period, like clockwork, nothing changes, everything is the same, you're going to have what your monthly income is, right? Or let's say you work 75 hours this week, this pay period, next pay period is 82, and it just fluctuates like that. What you're going to want to do is you want to take maybe a 3-month average and see what the average amount is, so that way you can go ahead and start your budgeting, right? this way you guys will be able to start figuring things out. You'll know how much money comes in, how much money is going out, right? Now, when it comes to a vehicle purchase, I want you guys to be very, very, very clear in regards to what comes with a vehicle. Most times when people go buy a car, the only thing they're thinking about is what is the down payment I need and what is the monthly payment. They're not thinking about everything else that comes with that, right? They're not thinking about gap insurance. They're not thinking about, buying new versus used and what are the differences between the two, buying versus leasing. What's the difference between a purchase and a lease? They're not thinking about all of these things, and all of these things are going to put you in a place that could either make you or break you, right? If you can afford it, if you have more money at the end of the month, and you're able to put it into savings and able to calculate how much is insurance, how much is the gas going to be, how much am I going to have to allocate for registration, because every year you have to pay registration. That's not something you could skip. So let's say, for instance, the registration was $360 a year, right? How much money do you have to put away to get to that 360 mark, right? So these are the things that you guys are going to have to think about, right? Now, when you have a vehicle, you have to get maintenance on the car, right? So you have to start plugging these numbers away. You got to start plugging in the numbers to see exactly where things are going to happen at, right? Give me 1 second. I need to tell Alexa to pause. Alexa, cancel the timer.
15-minute timer canceled on Naughty's Bose soundbar 700.
Okay, sorry about that. I had to stop that. So these are the types of things that people aren't thinking about. They're not thinking about, they might look at the price tag of the vehicle and say it's a $25,000 car. They might just stop at that figure, right? $25,000. Well, what type of markups do they have? And especially now, right, with this chip shortage, cars are being marked up. I've seen cars marked up $10,000, $15,000, $20,000. So what are you doing? Are you looking at the proper numbers, right? Are you accounting for taxes? Are you accounting for the fees, DMV fees, dealership fees? Are you accounting for all of these things? And these are things that are very important, because these types of things could help you lose that vehicle. And that's what I'm tired of seeing. I'm tired of seeing people paying too much interest, right? Because that's money that they could be saving for their family. But there's things that they can do to go about doing that. And a lot of times people will come to me and they'll think services are too expensive, right? And my question always is, compared to what? What is it expensive compared to, right? So if you have a car payment and you say you have a 27% interest rate because your credit is shot, and let's say you have a payment that's $997, right? And this number sticks out to me because this is one of my client's car payments, right? But then he was able to fix his credit, refinance the vehicle, and he went from $997 down to $633 a month. So when I'm talking about compared to what, that was over $350 that he's saving because he got his credit in order, right? He got his financial house in order. Now with that $350 that he's saving is more than that. I'm not here to do the math right now because I'm doing a video, but he's saving over $350 a month. That's a lot of money, folks. A lot of money. It's $4,200 a year that he's saving in interest alone, right? That's money that he was giving the bank for no reason, just because he was lazy and didn't have his financial house in order. But once he was able to correct and rectify his situation, things changed for him. And that's what I'm here to do. That's what I'm here to talk about. I want you guys to start thinking outside the box. Now, what I am going to do is I'm going to follow up with this video. And I'm not sure exactly when I'm going to do it, but I will be doing a video where I'm going to have screenshots, because there's things that you need to do when you want to purchase a vehicle. We don't want you to go purchase a vehicle like you wake up one day and say, hey, I'm going to go buy a car. No. That's not the way you want to go. The thing you need to do is you need to first think about it. then start working out your budget so you can know what your numbers are, what you can afford, and what you can't afford, right? When you go to a dealership, right? For those of people who have bought vehicles before, when you go to a dealership, what they're going to do is they're going to bring out a piece of paper, right? And it has 4 quadrants on there. What they want to do is they want to know how much money you have down, do you have a trade-in, what type of car you're getting, and what monthly payment you can afford. The only 2 things that they're really concerned about, down payment and monthly payment. That's the things that they're concerned about. But if you know where you stand credit-wise, then you're going to know exactly what you can afford, because these numbers aren't going to lie, right? So, and the reason why I'm trying to really stress this to you guys is because I've been in a situation that a lot of my clients have gone through, right? So I'm trying to not put you in that same situation. I'm trying to get you guys to think differently than I did when I was younger, right? Because when I was younger, I was young and dumb. But now I'm more informed, I'm more educated, and I'm going to try to transfer the knowledge that I have in my heart and in my mind. I'm going to try to transfer it to you. And the only way that I can do that is by continually seeking to get your information to you. Okay? So I'm going to continually talk about this, right? What do you do, right? So you got your credit in order. You know you can go to your bank or credit union and see what they have, what type of interest rates they have. Let's say they have interest rates as low as 2.9 or 4.9 for used vehicles, right? Are you buying new or are you buying used, right? What's the difference going to be, right? Now they do say if you purchase a brand new vehicle that car's value is going to lose 10 to 30% the moment you drive off the lot. So are you willing to take that loss by purchasing a new vehicle, right? And some people are, some people aren't. It's personal preference. Depends on what it is that you want to do, right? But we want to know exactly what you want to do, right? So let's say you know that you're going to qualify for that good rate, right? So now you know exactly how much you could afford because you can plug numbers in and start playing with the numbers, right? And instead of them saying how much money do you have down and how much can you afford a month, because they're always going to push those numbers. Because no matter what you say, and I promise you this, you guys can go to the dealership tomorrow and put some numbers on paper and watch them push the numbers. But they're going to increase whatever your down payment amount that you said you have to put down, and they'll also push that monthly payment. So let's say you say I could afford a $400 payment on the monthly payment. They'll probably push that to $418 or $424, right? And it's not that much, but then you have to think about things, right? You have to think about what can I do to know what that real number is, right? Well, you gotta start thinking. You gotta start thinking. Hold on one second. You gotta start thinking, what's the real number? So the real number, you have to get gas, right? So what type of gas mileage does this vehicle get? Have you done the research to see how much gas this car is actually going to get you, right? Have you done that research? You have to have insurance, right? So have you looked to see how much insurance is? You know, you can get the VIN number of the vehicle that you want to purchase, and you can get a quote, giving them the VIN number. It could take a few minutes. So at least you know exactly how much that's going to be. Because let's say you can afford $400. When you said that you can afford the $400, does that include these other things that we're talking about? Does the $400 include, or does it exclude gas? Does it exclude insurance? Does it exclude registration? Does it exclude, maintenance on the vehicle, car washes, things like that, tires? All this stuff costs money. Right? And a lot of times, I haven't really seen one person who could tell me that they actually do this stuff, right? And then when you're looking at buying a car, have you done your due diligence on what same cars like that cost at other dealerships, right? With the same types of features. What types of features are wants and what types of features are needs. These types of things are things that you need to put into place. Wants and needs is something very important, especially when it comes to your budgeting, right? Because some things we want, but some things we need, like we need transportation if it's going to help us make money to, if we have to go to work, right? What type of transportation do we need? Do we need a vehicle? Can we get a bus pass? Can we get, subway or whatever? We have BART here in the Bay Area. Give me one second. Is Uber or Lyft, is that going to help you? Or do you need your own vehicle, right? Now, are you driving across bridges? Or is there an expressway that you have to pay to drive in, right? All of these things cost money, and these are all things that need to be calculated when you're doing this type of stuff, right? When you're looking at purchasing a vehicle, you have to do the due diligence, because I don't want to see you lose your vehicle to repossession, because repossession is going to come up and it's going to really bite you, right? Because if you lose a car because you didn't do your due diligence and you bought something more than you could afford, you were living beyond your means, right? What we're trying to do is we're trying to scale back. We want you to live under your means, not within, but under, right? Because we want you to have more money, because at the end of the day, right, a car payment is only there for the amount of years that you're going to keep that vehicle for, right? Now, what I recommend is not to go over 4 years when you're purchasing a vehicle, and have at least 20% down, right? This is something that I always recommend. 4 years, 20% down payment, okay? And the reason why is because, one, you're going to get a better rate with the lower the amount of months that you're able to finance that vehicle for. As far as the down payment, that's going to help with your monthly payment. So I always want you to put at minimum of 20%. But then we need to see if you can afford that vehicle, right? Can you afford what it is that they're going to charge you for it? So these are some things that I'm going to try to teach people, right? And right now, I'm just putting something together on the fly, right? I'm sitting down, making some, I'm boiling some eggs, some hard-boiled eggs on some egg salad sandwiches. So that's what I'm down here doing, is I am boiling some eggs and bringing you guys content. And the reason why, again, I see too many people come through the program wanting to fix their credit, but they don't have their financial house in order. And I promise you when I tell you this, 8 out of 10 people will be back to go through the credit repair program because their programming isn't right? They're not doing what needs to be done. They think that because they were able to go through credit repair, get their credit fixed, and then go mess it up again, they think it could happen all over again. And keep in mind when you're going through a credit repair program that's what credit repair is. Credit repair is not taking negative items off of your credit report. What credit repair is cleaning up your credit report, right? We want to make sure that what's reporting on the credit is accurate, it's verifiable, and it's reporting within the allotted time frame, and it's complete. Barring that information, if it doesn't have all that information, that's grounds to get things removed or fixed, right? If we get it fixed, so be it, right? But if we get it removed, that could have a positive effect on the credit. Now, this can happen and it cannot happen. We can't make promises of what can or cannot happen or will not happen. That's against Credit Repair Organizations Act or the CROA. So we're never going to promise something that we can't do. But what we're doing now is we're kind of taking our foot off the gas, right, with the credit, and we're kind of switching lanes to get into the financial consulting side of things, because this is where it's going to have the biggest impact, one, on your finances and your financial house, but as well as your credit. Because if you have these numbers in place and you have the budget in place and you're following the budget and you're doing what needs to be done to help you reach your short and long-term goals when it comes to budgeting, everything else falls in place. Because now you're going to know, hey, I can't afford a $30,000 car. Maybe I should get an $18,000 car, right? And by doing these scaling back on things, it's going to help the overall picture. And that's what we're after, is to help the overall picture. We want to help your overall picture, to help you get into a financial position that's going to help get you where you need to be, right? Because by getting you where you need to be, it's going to put you in a position financially to get ahead in life. And that's what we want. Because if you're saving money now, that money is going to move over into the future. And when you finally retire, it's going to help you with your retirement. Because as we all know, as we all hear about Social Security, it might not be there when we retire, right? And I still got a long ways to go. I got like 20 years to go before I'm able to retire. I don't want to go 20 years, right? I want to go as long as I can, where the numbers are going to work for me, but I don't want to go a full 20 more years. You know, it's a long time. One, two, my savings, my whole financial situation has changed, and it's going to change for you as well, right? So we want to make sure that what you do today is how it's going to impact you in the future, right? So the purpose of me making this video was just to kind of shed some light on the car buying process, right? And to let you know that I'm going to be bringing out I'm going to be doing a workshop for the credit buying process. It's going to be our credit buying workshop. And if you're interested, I'm going to leave a link below, depending on where you're watching it. If you're watching on social media or if you're watching on YouTube, there'll be a link below in the description. It might take me a few minutes or a few days to get that information into the description. If it's not there, follow up with the video, watch it, share the video. If anybody's interested in it, like I say, it's going to be way more involved than this quick video was. So that's something that I want you to be aware of, because there's going to be a booklet that comes with it, and it's not a shabby booklet. It's over 100 pages, and it's going to give you our whole get down when it comes to buying a vehicle, like how to properly purchase a vehicle, how to properly plan for purchasing a vehicle. You know, it's not a let me go buy a car today. It's I want to buy a car. I'm about 3 months out. Let me start doing my due diligence. Let me make sure I get my budget in order. Let me make sure that my numbers are working, so that way I know I have enough to afford what I'm going to either want or what I'm going to buy that I could actually afford. So these are the things that you need to think about when purchasing a vehicle. Like I said, I'm going to be doing a credit buying workshop. There is going to be a fee. We are going to be doing that probably through some type of webinar. It will be interactive, so you can ask questions. You will receive the booklet PDF formatted through email prior to the class starting. So if you guys are interested, comment below if you have questions in regards that you want to discuss as we go through that, and you do get signed up to get started with that. Drop it in the comments below. Let me know what your interest level is. If you know somebody who is looking to purchase a vehicle either now or in the future, it might be something that they want to get involved with. But it's definitely something that I want to share. I want to get out to the world. I want to get out to you guys. I want to get it to your friends. I want to get it to your family members, your coworkers. I want to get it out to as many people as possible. Like I said, I'm trying to share knowledge that put me in a situation that wasn't good for my family. It wasn't good for my financial house, right? Because I had vehicles repossessed, right? I've had cars repossessed, sold at auction. I'm responsible for a deficiency balance. Luckily, I wasn't sued. Luckily, I was able to work things out. But, you know, I could have been sued for the deficiency balance. And let's say you had a $30,000 car, but by the time they repoed it, it was only worth $12,000. Now you have an $18,000 deficiency that you're responsible for. And then, you know, let's say you get sued. Now they're taking 25% of your take-home pay, right? And let's say you're making $3,000 a month take-home, right? Now imagine that getting cut by 25%. That's $750 short, right? Now how are you going to afford that car that you wanted to go purchase, right? So these are the things that you need to think about. We're talking long game, right? We're not talking short game. We're talking the long game, because we want to get you into that position that's going to be best beneficial for you. So like I said, leave a comment below. If you're watching this on YouTube, give me a like. If you haven't already, you know, please subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notification. It looks like a little bell. Hit the bell, and then, put all. So anytime I drop a video, you'll be able to get that information, be able to watch a video, let me know either topics that you'd like me to discuss, whether it's related with lifestyle, credit, or finances, and I'd love to get a video out for you. So with that being said, I want to thank you for your time for watching this video. Like I said, share this information, smash that thumbs up, give me a like, let me know. Give me a dislike if you don't like what I'm talking about, right? I just want to know where you are, where I am, and what I can do to kind of help bridge the gap, right? To get you guys the information that I'd love to see you guys have, as well as what I'd like to get you. So with that being said, again, thank you.